Hello again. This is my humble moment of my humble greetings to you again. A moment I want to share a few things about the things that I have stand by in life, especially this past few years. And as I said, it's regarding unveiling the friendly trap, something to do with the idea of having a simple approach to a very peaceful and a sound mind in life, whereby you don't really live your life under the shadow of others, but having the bold approach to life, having the confidence in knowing that there is no shadows hanging over your head or your shoulders whilst you are on your business or you are on doing whatever you have to do. You have a clear conscience, but in every respect also having a self-controlled life where you will not be trapped or grow into guilt. And I've realized that most of these things have generated from this religious and traditional upbringing. What we soaked in, what we took in, what we believed, what we accepted, what we were told to accept, what we believed, somehow what we were fed with, the information that we were fed with. As you grow in, as you join a group, whether you are adopted somehow, whether you are orphanage, whichever way it is. And the major books that normally has got attraction and some kind of inspiration of our lives, I believe, has been the Quran, which is the Islamic part of which convinces people about God, the idea of God, and such a shadow of knowledge of knowing God. You sort of decide to live life and comport yourself at all times, and it becomes natural to you. It becomes a way of life. It becomes something that you live with in fear. I also depend on the Thinker's Bible, which is also a Christian book, which is mainly also another in the same category. I classify as the same because these are the major books that normally you find majority of people growing up being being fed as a means of a guide to their life in a better life or a moral standard life which is acceptable. And people normally depend on these books. I believe the Bible was written earlier, according to the academic research and the archaeological research, earlier than the Quran. The Qurans, or followers of the Quran, stand on their grounds and believe that the book of the Quran is holy from God. The Christians also believe that it is holy from God. The Quran or the Islamics call their God Allah, while the Christians call God call God Jehovah. In fact, in the Christian section, there's more names called by Jehovah, Elohim, omniscience, and all that. And briefly, with this basic approach, it's very important to sort of define who God is. So the definition of God will be very much the core explanation or the core details of the whole video of this session, and thereafter and the other ones that I have also made before these ones. The same with the Quran also. They sort of have a relationship in certain ways, because from the same area which the Bible was written, something to do with the Philistine and the Egypt areas. There's the diaspora, the Arabian Peninsula. The same place, that's where the Quran also is coming from. Now it's been translated from Arabic to English and all other languages. The Bible also has been translated also into English and all other languages. It was formerly written in Aramaic, I think they were speaking Aramaic at that time of Christ, but it sort of was written in Hebrew, changed to Greek, from Greek to Latin, and English, and a lot more. Now, I have come back, have a background of the English Bible or Christianity, which I was deeply in tune to. And with all the programs that I've been doing, it's basically something to explain to get myself in tune to the right faith, to share it with others. And that is anyone that comes along. It's nothing to do with forcing it onto anyone's throat or someone believing. Because I believe that if you have faith or you believe in God, you claim to believe in God, and you are not a seeker or a searcher of the fact or the truth, you're virtually doing nothing, because you need to be able to prove the existence of the faith that you belong to, the existence of God. No matter whatever it is that you believe in, you have to be able to have that attitude of seeking answers. But unfortunately, that is not the case, or that is not the case I see, or I seems to realize from my mates. And I sort of feel that it's a sad thing. It's not something that we are supposed to joke around. It's a serious topic. If you want to talk about the existence of a God, the source of our life, it's not something that you should look down upon. It's not something that you can joke with. It's not something you should just take advantage of for your benefit. We can do lots of things for our own benefit. We can take advantage of lots of things. But these things are serious issues. It's more or less, if you take it for granted, you are almost taking for granted your own life without realizing it. Because just like anybody is not there to sort of sell out himself, his ancestry, foundation, in no cost or no expense, unless he's been forced or he's been put in a situation where he has no choice. His ancestry background was taken from him, which we have so many instances among the blacks. Myself, we have a very nasty and degrading, look down ancestry background, which makes our other human fellows on the other parts that we share life with sort of look down on us most of the time. They have no respect for a black person in the world today in so many grounds. It extends to other colored people, probably the Asians or the Red Indians especially. I mean, those which at that time, the early stages of life, where people, go to the length of taking over the other's life without considering their rights or their limits of what they can do and what they cannot do. Well, those moments were terrible moments, were barbaric moments, were moments which people traded other people's life for their own personal gain or greedy means. And so the era has changed and moved on. So it has got to a stage where those who fell out, those who lost those grounds of which was permanently theirs or was supposed to be permanently theirs, are now the generation of me, for instance, and the Red Indians and the so-called, as I said, who are seen as downtrodden in life. They are looked down upon. They are not regarded, and as time goes on, we're creeping in. Some blacks are being regarded, are being respected, because there were people who stood up for their rights, who died for the cause of human rights and fairness and balance in society. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and lots of them, E.D. Du Bois and the rest. There were others who developed as a result of them gradually, that may not be too popular, but there were a few others who all rose up, to sort of defend their grounds of their human rights and whatever they are. And that has been the case, which why there's no respect on that ground. And so this whole program of peace, of settling of peace,